Oi, I'm Zoth,
And I'm Yjui.
I am portable.
and we are Talking Blues.
Talking bros.
And this week, I believe, was Portable's topic, so I'll let you lead us in with what the topic is.
Topic is top 5 fictional worlds that you would like to live in. You don't necessarily have to like it. Maybe you think the world's cool. Maybe you would only live for like a day. That's fine. If you like the world.
You gotta really like the world, man. I took survivability into most of mine.
Yeah, same
Yeah,
here.
yeah, yep, that's very, yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, kind of same.
I had two caveats for my ones. Is one, it had to be survivable, and two, I didn't do any alternate oaths.
I will give a blanket spoiler warning just in case there is a franchise or topic that comes up. We don't want to dance around ideas, so if a spoiler happens, it just happens.
So, do you want to bring us in with your number 5, Portable?
Yeah, so number 5, Planet Earth. No, I'm kidding. So, my number 5 is actually from an anime. Karu no Go, if you remember that, off.
That so never clicked with me.
That's understandable.
Honestly, I thought that was set on Oath.
It is. It is. However, there are supernatural elements. There is this ghost that comes out of a Go board game, possess the main character. Kind of haunts him on his own goal, and very nice ghost. Also named Sai, and that's where I got my original name from.
I assumed you got it from the Ludo.
No, that
Same.
came much later. that Sai dude came much later. But yeah, Hikaru no Go is very chill, pretty much Planet Earth, yeah. But there is definitely some kind of supernatural stuff because ghosts can manifest.
Just like real Earth.
Who knows? Maybe magic or something. This is very chill, and I would probably survive in this.
Probably. What's the chances you don't, though?
I mean, is it set in Japan? There's always a chance of getting hit by a truck if anime is to be believed.
Just so,
It's true.
no matter where you are in Japan, there's always a risk of getting hit by a truck.
I'm sure I could fly out of Japan, maybe, unless I'm bound by the world of
It depends. Maybe the rest of the world doesn't exist there.
just fall off.
Yeah, flat Earth it.
It's just Japan.
Just Japan, nothing else.
Japan and the fear of getting hit by a truck.
Are you making an isekai joke?
Yes, I was.
What do they call? What do they call that truck?
Truck-kun.
Yeah, truck.
What?
And some of the pictures I have it blushing or something.
That makes it sound like a cross between a truck and a raccoon.
But the anime is set around a board game, a very old China board game set more than 2,500 years ago, and it's believed to be one of the oldest board games continuously played to this day. Very cool, very sort of easy to learn, but one of those hard to master kind of games where you have white pieces and black pieces, and you try to surround your opponent to take their territory. Very interesting game. Can be a lot more complex than chess will ever be.
Yeah, I've always looked at Go, and I've never actually had a chance to play it, though.
Yeah, I'm more of a Sogi person.
Well, it's time to go play it.
Oh, oh.
Okay, that's it for my number 5. Pretty simple, pretty hopefully safe world.
Hopefully.
Do you want to take us in with your number 5 then, Yjui?
So my number 5 also comes with a slight caveat of it's going to be before Collapse, and that's going to be I would like to live in Rapture from the BioShock games, but maybe right after it was built, so I have at least a few years of not death. But yes, one, I really love aquariums, so being underwater would be a dream location to live, because the whole world of Rapture is pretty much a utopia that was built underwater. The idea of utopia underwater, I'd be willing to die in a couple years for. Which I'm pretty sure Rapture was only standing for 5 years or something really short, but
Well, at least if you have the knowledge from the games, you know when to get out.
yeah. Can you get out? I feel like it's one of those things that once you're in there, you're not allowed out.
I mean, I assumed you could since they had the docs. I mean, they got the main character out, so.
But yeah, as long as it's a little bit before it collapses, I think I would be set. The only downsides, it does fall pretty quick, which is that's a pretty big negative. And also, in the games, they end up with magic, but I mean, they have, it's plasmids or whatever that alter your DNA, but it's basically magic, and something about a universe with magic in it scares me because I know people wouldn't be able to control themselves, and there's no way to control it if people had magic.
Oh, definitely not.
Just the idea of somebody being able to blast me down for no reason.
And yeah, I mean, eventually survivability is going to be a little hard.
Yeah. Well, I'd also worry about just looking at a little sister the long way and getting drilled by a big daddy.
Mr. Bubbles would never. Yeah, that's my number 5.
Isn't it like a really negative thing if you keep like taking the rapture drug?
Yeah, the plasmids, like, they fuck with your DNA.
No, it's kind of like a druggy type. Like, you just become like overcome with the need to find more of the atom, so you kind of like a drug fiend.
Yeah. It also seemed like that your DNA would eventually start failing.
It's been a while since I played those games.
Yeah, just give me like fireballs or something.
Be a little pyromaniac.
Yeah, but what would you practically do with the ability to cast fire?
Oh, honestly, survivability.
You just want it so nobody can use it against you.
It's why I keep a lighter on me actually, and when I don't smoke.
Oh, I see. That kind of survivability. I thought you meant you keep your tool on you in case somebody else tries to blast you first.
Well, I mean that too, but
That's what the lens is for. Yeah, my number 5 is... I'm going to stress this one because of survivability. This one, at first glance, does not seem survivable. But, the world of Dark Souls.
Oh lord, that's such a depressing place. I need clarification.
The clarification on survivability is because whenever you fucking die, you respawn. Like, that is an in-universe thing.
True.
it's pretty bleak. But
That is an in-universe thing. And I struggled to come up with 5 in the first place, and this was my best option for number 5. Because even if I die, I come back. I might lose sanity, but...
I can see that it's like a beautifully like crafted world, so I can definitely see it. But that would be a very depressing place to live.
Yeah, it definitely would be depressing as fuck. But, again, one of the big things for me was survivability. And I was already struggling to get up to a 5.
So Zoth took it very seriously. He goes, I need to live. It doesn't
Yes.
matter what the world is as long as I come out alive.
Yes, exactly. Because I can't have fun in the world if I'm dead.
That is true. No, I'm seeing it. You've sold me.
My number 5, just the overall world from Dark Souls, because they're all set in the same world, just different times and continents.
Alright, so let's get to the voting.
So, Portable, which one do you vote for?
I think mine is definitely the most survivable for number 5 because it's basically Earth. But
Well, no, we can't vote for our own, so you gotta either vote for Dark
I,
Souls.
I
or...
know. Is this gonna? Are we gonna do the?
The overall top 5 that no one can argue with.
No, are we doing the extra thing that y'all added last time to
Oh, I have no quotes for Rapture. I'm sorry.
smash or pass? How's that gonna
I
work?
mean,
I
I don't
mean-
think we can smash so past the world, so...
We can try. One time, like, oh yeah, let's just go all in and do it.
That was a good segment. That was probably my favorite part of the last podcast.
That was a great part.
I would. Well, it's Rapture. You die once. Dark Souls is very bleak in itself,
Oh,
but
Actually, they do have a Resurrection mechanic in Bioshock
no,
2,
that's
but...
like cloning. That's not
Yeah.
new anymore. That's a life of that's terrifying. I'd have to say Dark Souls, but like I would have preferred the powers to get in Rapture.
I mean, just think, you get magic in Dark Souls too. It was magic.
Yeah.
You can have your pyromancy.
Right.
You can also add your Eldritch Horror that's just around the corner to stomp it out of you.
Yep. What about you, Yjui? What do you vote for?
It was an anime name, so I don't remember it off the top of my head, but with whatever size
probably
said,
no Go.
yeah, I'm sitting around the table playing Go all day. That's what I'm doing.
Nice.
Yeah, same here, because that's definitely the most survivable of, well, probably the most survivable of the 3. It is literally Earth, or in the case, maybe just Japan, but still, it's better than just endless torment or the place eventually falling apart.
Okay, that's the whole podcast. See you guys later.
Come back next week for number 4.
Yeah, just do one. Oh god, that would be
Like once a month, you
Yeah.
get top 4.
It's affordable. You're number 4.
So my number 4 of worlds to live in would be the world from the Aragon books. Elagasia, I think it's pronounced. It has like one of those like accent things.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you read those books. Like, they were pretty popular and kind of in the school libraries.
Yeah, I recognize the name, but I don't know much about it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I could never get off the first page.
Well, it's one of those long running. It's a book with like magic, dragons, adventure, and a farm boy who becomes like a legend pretty much over the course of the books. It's kind of like a medieval-ish world, but with magic and stuff like that. It would be pretty simple. Not everyone can use magic. It's kind of like a thing you're born with, unless you become a dragon rider, which you're able to like start like training up your magic kind of. The way magic works in it is you have to learn the magic language, which is the true name of everything. Like a rock has a true name, the water. You learn the language and you speak it, and you tap into your magic reserves, and it comes out in how you describe what you want. And then it takes that energy from your body depending on how intensive it is. So you can't, if you're not careful and you don't describe things right in the language properly, you actually can kill yourself very easily.
Oh no.
Very, very easily. Someone almost tricked the main character into doing that because they tried to change something into gold, which would have killed him at that time because he was not that strong
I
yet.
feel like in like a situation like that, you could be like easily be like, I'm trying to learn how to do this, and somebody like, oh yeah, I know how to do that, and they tell you to like say these words in this order, and you're just like, all right, if that's what I gotta do, and then you just like explode. You like so easy to get tricked.
Torn into a bloody mist.
Yeah. I think how he trained in the very beginning was having a little tiny pebble in the palm of his hand and to saying the words like make it float or move. And just that drained him, if that gives you an idea.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool.
And then later he was doing all these other really cool things and doing the gold thing easily. It takes it takes a long time in training.
So to be a dragon rider, do you have to just ride it? Like as soon as you step foot on the back of a dragon, you're able to learn magic?
No, dragons are kind of extinct, and the main character ends up with the last remaining dragon egg, apparently. That kind of like was sent to him mysteriously, but he didn't know what it was. He tried to sell it at a market at first, and he couldn't even break it open to eat, and it just attached from him overnight.
Like,
The dragons choose you, and then like you like hold your hand out, and then it flashes, and then a bond like forms, which is apparently painful.
if I'm given a giant egg, the first thing I'm doing is not try to eat it. I'm not eating that egg.
No, it was kind of like the size of like a large ostrich.
Yeah, I'm not eating that
Like, it's
egg.
the size of your head.
That egg too big.
Yeah, they also get telepathy to talk between each other as well, and things like that when they form a contract thing.
That's cool. How old are the books, would you say?
Very old.
Okay. I was just curious because like
There's like 4 in the trilogy. It used to be called a trilogy, and then they added more.
I think they will come. I remember they were. One of them was coming out when I was in 6th grade. I don't remember what's
I
one
was
though.
gonna say because I feel like I see some influences like in other media that sounds very close to that. So I wonder if they took inspiration from those books or if that book took inspiration from a different source that everybody's taking inspiration from.
The author started Aragon at the age of 15.
Oh.
He was like a prodigy of writing books. He published the first book in 2002.
Okay, so they're not super.
His name is Christopher Poloni.
That's an unfortunate name.
Thanks.
Poloni?
Oh, I thought you said baloney. I was like,
Poloni.
I was thinking it was unfortunate just because of how close it sounded to baloney.
yeah, it is. He's slapped a P and it just kind of tips over on the sign and he's got baloney.
Yeah, it was this very amazing world. I also read Pendragon growing up as an extra little thing. That has a lot of dangers in it as well.
Yeah, that one I did read as.
Pendragon, you get like he goes like all these different worlds and
Yeah, and they're all levels of dangerous as fuck.
yeah. One of them has raptors in it, like Jurassic Park.
Another one was literally like Hunger Games.
Yeah. That was like a game show, but you could die.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. My number 4 is the Aragon books or the Inheritance Cycle. Be more specific if you're interested in that. I would recommend those if you give them a try.
Alrighty then. My number 4 for the worlds that I would like to live in has another caveat. This is the last one, I promise. That if I was going to live in this world, I would want to be raised in this world. I feel like it's very livable, but you'd have to be prepared, and that's going to be whatever the heck the world of Monster Hunter is. And the reason I would like to live there is because I just really like how like when you go in the camp, you see everybody doing something different, but they're all kind of like there to like learn about the monsters. And these monsters are really cool looking. They're like basically dinosaurs, dragons, like kind of like. So like I feel like if I was raised in this world, I would like be over in the research center, just like looking at plants all day, and that sounds rad as heck.
Dude, that is definitely a good one.
Also, some of the areas you get like loaded into, like you'll be in like a forest, like a coastside like jungle type area, and then like there's another place that's just like you look like you're on a different planet, like everything's like pink and weird looking.
And well, also depending on where you're born at, you could also potentially have like be trained in the raising of monsters and whatnot, like the Monster Hunter stories.
Yeah, I just feel like there's a lot of interesting things going on. It's like I just really love the like pre-industrial, like they don't have like gasoline powered stuff, but like they have like slight technology like right before that era. It's really cool. The only downside is of course you'd be like always under threat of being hit by a truck
Yeah.
Isekai away.
Yeah. Also, I feel like it would be a lot of work, like just day-to-day life. You'd be like, you'd be pretty tired by the time you get to bed. So that's on
Oh,
my negative
probably.
side. But I just like big dinosaur. That's my number 4.
My number 4, which I'm not sure if it's going to be on either of your guys' list. I don't think this one will be a double up, but the world of Avatar The Last Airbender.
It crossed my mind.
And hopefully, if I did have a bending ability,
If you not the Avatar, but which one would you choose?
if I had to choose, probably Waddle. Because Waddle fucking terrifies me.
He's just like, I just want to be able to bend the water to get it away from me.
Yes. If we maybe make a little air bubble, or like a, not air bubble, like a bubble where I can breathe if I fall in. Because I can't swim.
If that's how I would choose the bending ability, mine would definitely be fire, because I definitely do not like. I feel like being burned would be like the worst way to go.
I would say, I don't think you can fight fire with fire, but I mean, Zuko's skull is proof that that won't necessarily protect you from fire.
Yeah, you're right. Give me water. I can at least put it out.
What about you, Portable?
I don't know. Maybe water for healing.
Also, I forgot I had healing capabilities still.
And water OP.
That and some like bloodbend and kill people. I mean healing.
You could technically make a boner last forever.
God damn.
What the heck?
What are your
It's like-
podcasts rated?
The weighted explicit.
Like, doctor, man, it's been like more than 8 hours. What's happening? He's like, you got somebody following you around, man.
Yeah, I think.
That's the worst.
Yeah, it just crossed my mind when Portable brought up bloodbending.
They probably could, yeah. Yeah, they could. You could just like really make someone uncomfortable and they will have no idea why.
Yeah. Just don't do anything else with the bloodbending, just that.
I do that anyways.
What would be your pick for number 4?
A hard choice, surprisingly. Monster Hunter is like more primitive with its things, but also has like machinery for like weapons and things somehow.
Like pre-industry. I don't know what you would describe. I'm sure there's a word for it.
In the Avatar world, they have a lot of structures, and I'll go Monster Hunter.
And the Avatar Last Airbender time, it's like comparable to like the mid 1800s, and Legend of Korra is comparable to like the 1920s. Portable said Monster Hunter. What about you, Yjui?
Yeah, I've got to go with Avatar just because I feel like your day-to-day life, like chill.
Doesn't it depend if you can bend at all?
Yeah, I don't think everybody can.
I mean, that depends on the country as well.
Some people can't, I think.
Yeah, a lot of people can't.
But it's kind of like a Ghibli movie. Like they're just like that, like romanticized rural. Like I like that. So I'm going to Avatar.
And I would have to go Monster Hunter. Especially if born in that world, because hopefully I'd be born in with the tribe that starts raising monsters. Have a little pet Rathalos. Little Rathalos I ride around, or like a Nagakuga.
And then we're ready for Portables number 3.
Portable 3.
Portable the third.
It sounds like a movie or anime.
Portable Adele.
Kind of like that Fantastic Four. The Portable 3. They're just very small. They're just very tiny. The power to pop out of like your shirt pocket.
Yeah, I like that. That's like, you need to work on that script. I'd watch that.
Oh no, we need the Portable 3. Just pops out of your shirt. There's no need to fear.
The Portable 3 are here.
Yeah.
I used to think of like that Ben 10 alien that's tiny that could multiply.
He had Echo, which was the
Yeah, that's the
better.
one I'm thinking of. Echo.
But then later he had a very more crappier version of it where the one alien, when it splits, it becomes weaker as it goes, and they can't even like beat up a normal dude.
I was thinking Echo.
Yeah, that was the better one, but like he got like he had a different alien later. So my number 3, also kind of in the realm of power-ish, like quite literally heavily in the realm of powers. My Hero Academia. It's a world of like what 80% or is it 90% of people have like superpowers.
And definitely a lot of them.
That sounds terrifying.
Yeah,
There are rules and tribulations that are set in place.
but there's
for
also
such
super
things.
villains.
Yeah.
There are supervillains. And who's to say if it's before or after the events of the anime, because everything is settled.
I'd also probably be the dumbass with the only thing different about me is like I have a spray bottle head or something.
Probably.
You just got the worst power.
Yeah.
You won't get to
You're
choose.
part of the Portable 3, whether you like it or not.
what do bottles have to do with that? Oh, you can like pop one of the little ones in it, I guess, and like I was gonna say blow them. like a cannon.
Yeah, no, I got you,
But
man.
there's no other way for me to say that.
No, you're right. Perfect.
No. But like everyone has a power, you would most likely have a power. Whether it just be growing your nails or something cool like temporary split yourself into people or grow
Explosion punches.
yeah, that would be cool.
I'm assuming that like people have to figure these out by like accident, like somebody just happened to get punched one time and exploded, and they're like, "Well, I guess I got exploding punches."
Usually happens when you're a kid and like they're not that strong because the powers are part of your biology, so they grow and or as weak or strong as.
I also think there's DNA tests for it too, because I feel like where the main character was born without an ability, they actually do like a DNA test on him or something like that and find he has no ability.
The test is that their pinky toe is not double jointed.
Oh, that's what it. Okay, I can't remember.
No, that's legit because their pinky toe is not double jointed.
Yeah, it's a sign that don't have a gift. But it's also speculated that this is like heavy spoilers. Well, the doctor that was examining the main character that told him that he didn't have any powers, and the pinky thing was also like the main bad guy. I mean a bad guy of the for the main bad guy. So whether or not he was telling the truth,
So the pinky
I don't
thing
know.
might just be made up.
Might just be made
Let's
up
see.
and might have just been a scam.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? But yeah, a world of powers and cool things. Or your face could look or be like have a giant beak and you'd be very sad for the rest of your life.
You could just have like a hacksaw face.
Yeah. Have you seen Chainsaw Man?
Yeah, I know they put him in the manga for My Hero.
Really?
Yeah, in one of the backdrops, there's literally they drew Chainsaw Man and the group of heroes.
Whoa, I didn't know that.
But in the anime, they changed it to a hacksaw.
That's awesome. But yeah, world of magical powers and things and like cool stuff. And you could be a hero. That could be a profession. Beat up people. It's more complicated than that because like there's paperwork and things.
Yeah, it's actually like a government job. And also, can't you not legally use your power if you don't get a license for? Because I feel like there's an issue with that in the Vigilante spin-off manga. Like the main character of that never got his hero license, and he's not actually supposed to use his power
He has a license.
in the
Yeah.
spin-off manga.
Wait, who?
The Vigilante spin-off manga.
Oh, I don't remember. It's been a while since I saw that one.
Yeah, I feel like he doesn't have his license, and then he's not actually supposed to legally use his power because he doesn't have a license. Anyway, Yjui, you're number 3.
Alright, my number 3 is I'm almost positive it's going to be a crossover at some point with you guys, but mine is Pokemans. Because I would 100% want to be a Pokemon trainer because traveling around with your companion, like pets basically, sounds like the best.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Whooper exists.
Just a full team of 6 Whooper.
Absolutely. I would be the annoying breeder type trainer that you run into, where I just have like 7 Whooper or 6 Whoopers and you have to fight them all.
You'd just have Whoopers and Quagsires.
Yeah, I might have. Yeah, because I could have a Whooper, a Pooper, Quagsire, Cladsire. That's already 4 unique. Then I'd have a shiny of each Whooper and Pooper.
They do have the new Whooper too.
Yeah, Pooper.
That's what he's calling the Poople.
But yeah, I think the only downside to for me living in the Pokemon world is in the same way that I don't like the idea of magic. I feel like Pokemon would absolutely like what would be stopping a Charizard, like a wild Charizard, I'd be like, you know what? I don't like that town. And he just comes through and burns it down.
Well, specifically, are you looking for anime, manga, or game?
I think my favorite might be. I feel like the game would be safest. Anime is like. I feel like the manga is my favorite though.
Because I will say the anime to me always struck me as more slapstick with the powers.
Yeah, but I feel like if you're like looking at like IRL type, like Detective Pikachu, like that's what I imagine at least. It would actually be like
Okay.
Detective Pikachu. It wouldn't be like I wouldn't be cartooned. So I feel like a Charizard could just be like I'm not doing this, and then he just like burns down your town. Also, just like the ethical questions of is it okay to actually capture a Pokemon and have it fight for you? Like outside of the games, I feel like that would get to me a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Other than that, I want to be a Pokemon trainer.
To be a Whooper master trainer is your
I absolutely would be.
Whooper, whooper, whooper,
Whooper, Whooper, Quagsire, Whooper.
It's like instead of a bunch of tourists, I just have a stampede of Whoopers taking down Professor Oak.
you'd be the lead professor in studying Whoopers.
Yeah. That would be a dream right there. Yeah, screw Pokemon training. I just want to be a professor of Wooper.
Your hometown, you're known.
Yeah, every person that comes out of my hometown has a Wooper.
It's a
So
Wooper starter.
you get either Wooper or you get Pooper. Pick your choice.
That's what you call them too. Not their like name in the
No,
Pokedex.
like when you look at your Pooper in your Pokedex, it says Pooper.
He gives a special Pokédex.
Yeah. Like wrote him. Make sure this one's spelled right, alright?
Now go out there and catch all the Wooper in the world.
Yeah, everybody has full entries.
Yeah, any other Pokemon you send back, I'm just letting it go. I'm just like, that's not a Wooper. See you later, Dratini.
How's my Latias doing? Oh, that thing? I let it go. It's not a Woople.
I think he might be over that mountain over there. That's the last place I saw him, at least.
The professors in your lab have for one season.
He's like forced to dress up as a mascot. I'm just.
Oh yeah, assistants are dressed like Wooples.
Part of the job of working there.
Oh, that'd be terrifying walking through there. Just like you open the door and it's like ding, and then like just like 7 like professors and mascot Woopers just like slowly turn towards you. It'd be great. I love this universe.
I would say my number 3 is one that I think may also end up on Sai's list, but the world of Konosuba. The anime is an isekai, but the fantasy world he gets isekai'd into is very like D&D-esque, where you like have classes, levels, and you actually have stats and whatnot that are determined by you, like DNA, I guess would be the best way to say it. Because like the main character in it is his only good thing is luck. Everything else is very subpar.
That's your D&D bad layout as well.
Yes, when it comes to games, I tend to have very high luck, even if like with games a chance. So I'd probably fit right in, and then also to go with survivability. If I just stick with the main character's party, the main character's healer is the only one that can resurrect people.
You're like, I'm staying with you. You're not going anywhere because
Yes.
you're my survivability.
And again, the party's very dysfunctional and just feels like it'd be fun to be around. Like, you got a spellcaster who only knows Explosion and has just enough MP to cast it once. And every time she levels up, she puts points into Explosion, making it cost 2 MP again.
I feel like the D&D party is you got your maxed out luck. Portable would 100% be the maxed out Explosion, and now I'm waiting to see which one I am.
Then there's the Crusader, who's a masochist who put everything into the fence and can't hit anything.
I don't know if it exists in that world, but if there's like a summoner class of some sort, I would be maxing that.
Yeah, I don't know if there is. From my memory of the light novels, I don't remember them ever encountering a summoner, but that's not to say it doesn't exist.
But your comment on him maxing out his defense and not being able to hit anything reminded me of the character that Portable made in Cthulhu, where he maxed out his evasion.
Yeah.
But they got slapped the first fight.
What?
Stanley Rogers.
Oh yeah, I maxed out dodge as high as I can go, and I got one shot.
Yeah.
From the first attack.
So funny.
That was a...
It's not how I thought it would go.
I don't think that's how any of us thought it would go. But and then there's also a healer who's incredibly not smart. Like very ditzy. Slight spoilers. There's a point when she's conned into buying a chicken egg thinking it's a dragon egg. And even after it hatches, she still thinks it's going to become an awesome dragon at some point.
Does she try to eat it immediately?
The main character tries to eat it, and she stops him from eating it and keeps trying to keep it safe and keeps pumping magic into it.
Oh lord.
Yeah, it's probably incredibly strong.
Like a big old chocobo. Get like donkey kicked by it and you're dead.
And I feel like that'd just be a fun world to be in. And again, as long as I stick to the heal, I can keep being brought back to life.
I like the fact that your idea of survivability is, I'm going to die, but as long as I get brought back, that's fine.
Yeah.
You're like, no, there's no question, I'm dying. There's no surviving,
Yeah.
I'm dying. As long as I get brought back, I'm good.
I'm pretty sure the resurrection thing is also because Aqua is a goddess.
Yes.
And normally such a thing is a very high.
No, it's not supposed to be allowed. She is legit the only one that can bring people back to life.
I think so, or it's just a really, really high spell.
I I think it's that because Aeolus gets mad. The other goddess gets mad every time she brings Cosmo back to life and keeps complaining about how she keeps getting in trouble over what Aqua does. Because I don't lie. And throughout the course of the light novels, the main character dies a good 5, 6, 7 times. Be it getting cut in half, being trampled to death, being eaten by a Hydra.
That's unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like even if I was being brought back to life, if I could remember being cut in half, I feel like that would be the worst.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be pretty bad. But again, survivability. You're back to life. You might not be all mentally there anymore, but you're alive.
You now know what the inside of a Hydra looks like, but you're alive.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, so that's my number 3 is the World of Konosuba. I don't think they ever name it.
That's a good fun world. That's the only anime that I have watched like 4 times, and like 2 of those times I watched through it with a friend showing them. Such a god. I still laugh every time.
Yeah. Honestly, I think the anime is my least favorite version of it just because of all the jiggle physics in it. Because, like, if they move the slightest bit, everything's jiggling.
Didn't notice that, unless you mean the fan service.
Yeah, I mean the fan service jiggling. Like, what's when Aqua or Darkness moves, everything, almost everything's jiggling every time. I only realized that because a coworker of mine pointed it out when I recommended it to him.
He's like, oh god, what have you got me to watch, man? My mom was in the room.
Yeah, he enjoyed it, but he said he cannot watch that with other people around, including his wife.
What I love most about that world is the main characters. Like, they all sound like they're having the best of times with each other. They vibe so well, they were just made for each other. And the voice actors sound like they're having a great time.
Portable, what do you vote for number 3?
Pokemon all the way.
And then my vote would go for, okay, so like, I would like a superpower, but if everybody else had a superpower, I don't trust them. So I'm going with Zoth's choice. Because yeah, there's magic, but maybe not as abundant.
You should vote for the Konosuba.
Yeah.
And I did think of My Hero at a point, but then I thought about everyone having superpowers, and I think most people probably would abuse the fuck out of them.
I don't trust people.
So I'd have to go Pokemon.
Yeah, that way if we do get taken down, nature's doing it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, and at least then it seems like you only black out.
Yeah. Yeah, in the anime and the games. Yeah, I think in the manga you might actually die.
Yeah, I think so, because I think one of the characters got frozen for a good while in the manga.
Manga's definitely a little, not, I mean, it's not dark, but it's a little darker than.
Mm-hmm. So, Portable, you're number 2.
My number 2 is actually Pokemon.
Yeah, I knew it would be on somebody else's list.
Yeah, it's a world I would like to live in, but I also probably would not live long.
You don't think so? What are you doing with your Pokemans?
Listen, no, listen. You don't understand. There are 10-year-olds walking around completely unsupervised with magical fire, hyper beam dragons and shooting out everywhere.
Arceus, the literal god.
There's Pokemon that literally take people away, die.
Yeah, I would have definitely been the kid that grabbed on a Drifloon and I'd be going.
I feel like I'd get stolen by a Drowsy or a Hypno.
Yeah, there's all these dangers. But I'd still try it and hope I do not die from some unfortunate event.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. If you were 10 years old in the town that I was the professor for, who you picking, Pooper or Wooper as your starter?
I haven't played the new games, but is the Pooper one, is it like ground type?
It's ground poison, I think.
Oh, I'd probably pick the water one for versatility.
Well, classic, alright.
If I need to go across rivers and stuff, because I don't know if that. Well, and water helps, I guess, sometimes.
It's a respectable choice. Just make sure you don't catch anything else.
Well, if you do, don't send it back.
you just have to keep them. You can only got 5 choices. Anything you send back is out.
Well. If I was reborn at 10 years old, I wouldn't know anything else. So Wooper would be the only thing. Wooper would be like the town mascot that I have my hope and pride in. I suppose that's how I would grow up.
I imagine it'd be like the Slowpoke town.
Oh yeah, I love that town.
Low.
I love that episode because when playing the games, I never realized how big a Slowpoke was, but they're pretty big. They're chunky dudes.
But yeah, I've always loved the idea of Pokemon world.
Big, same.
And then later I realized, I could die.
Yeah, once you stop and think about a lot of these, it's like, yeah, I could probably die.
Look into the back of Ninjask.
Yeah, oh no. You like die with a Pokeball in your pocket, you turn into a husk.
Look on the Mimikyu.
Was it Ninjask, or what was the shell that it also becomes?
Oh, you're talking about looking in the back. I see. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a few like that. Like Tentacle's also like that. Not Tentacle, Tangela. Where if you actually see Tangela without the vines, evidently it's supposed to drive you mad.
Isn't it similar with Yamask? Oh, not Yamask. I just said it. Mimikyu.
Yeah, I think if you actually look under his cloak, he goes to go mad. But I forgot that about Shedinja.
Yeah, I didn't know that about Sid Ninja.
Yeah, if you look into the crack on its back, your like soul gets sucked out or something. If you look at the true form of Mimikyu, you apparently also die if you look under its cloak.
Yeah, that one I didn't know.
Then you have like the sad Yan mask that was once a human and carries around its face.
Yeah, that's what I'd end up being probably.
Yeah, Pokemon's fun, right? But that's my number 4.
Number 2.
Number 2.
Alright, so that takes me into mine. And this one, I think, definitely, I don't see any drawbacks to this one, but this is going to be whatever the World of Story of Seasons is, which I know is probably just a parallel Earth. But something about that, like, romanticized small town farmer.
Bombing.
Yeah, like, I'd 100% be a rancher. And, like, there is probably another timeline where I'm, like, actually am a rancher because it's, like, it's one of those dreams that I've always had. I just love animals, and I feel like that small town, all you do is ranching. I feel like it'd be a lot of work, but, you know.
You'd enjoy it and have fun doing it.
But being a parallel Earth, I don't have much more to say about it. Just except for those the spirits. Those things are really cute. So I would have those around for sure. The little I don't know what they're actually called, nature spirits.
I was gonna say I think it depends on the game. I think sometimes it's Harvest Spirit, sometimes nature.
Did you say Harvest Moon?
It's a story of season, Harvest Moon.
Yeah, he said story of seasons. What Harvest Moon actually is.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty chill.
They didn't own the name Harvest Moon. It was the U.S. publisher that owns the name Harvest Moon.
Yeah, so that was a real quick one, but that's my number 2.
That's a nice, honest life. I thought about putting one of those in too.
And my number 2 is Pokemon.
I'm gonna have a hard choice between who's got the top.
And we've talked about Pokemon extensively at this point, so we can just bust by it. Oh, by the way, Yjui, I would choose Wooper.
Yes, so Cooper's good. I mean, I understand. Wooper is the better one, I think.
Wooper's good too, but I also don't know what I don't like its evolution look as much.
I think I like Clodsire more than I like Quagsire, but I like Wooper more than I like Pooper.
I love the dope look.
Yeah, that is a good look.
And I'm also biased because of Acquire the Squire.
Yeah. that would be required watching it instead of like the national anthem or not the like the Pledge of Allegiance when you wake up.
You'd watch that every day.
You'd have to stay up at school and pledge your allegiance to Acquire the Sire video.
So Yujie, Pokemon or Pokemon?
Pokemon.
Hey, portable Pokemon or Harvest Moon / Story of Seasons?
Pokemon.
Okay, and I'd pick Harvest Moon / Story of Seasons because that's definitely more survivable.
Is that a tie?
No, because Yuji had to pick Pokemon.
Yeah, those two for Pokemon.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
Pokemon's on the list twice.
Well, yeah, but it's not.
Yeah. Well, let's admit it. It's the one that all of us truly wanted to be since we were wee lads. Alright, Sai, so what beat out Pokemon for you? What's your number 1?
This is gonna be kind of funny, but hear me out. My number 1 is Minecraft.
Oh, I like that answer. I thought about it, but I couldn't think of what its universe would be. So let me hear it. What's got you sold?
I mean, you virtually, like, I don't think there's any aging or anything. The world goes on forever. You can build, you have all the time in the world to build what you want. Food is easy. I don't think you'd be alone because there is multiplayer, like, right? So, like, there would other people would be in the same phase.
Yeah, there's gonna be 8 billion people on your server.
No, not, well, this is the actual world, not like a server. Like, there would be other people. Like, I wouldn't be the only one, I would assume.
I would assume the same.
There'd be, like, actual towns and cities being built and all this other stuff.
Now let me set up a scenario for you that I think will unsell you on Minecraft, and that's gonna be, imagine you spent weeks building your perfect dream house, right? And you're like set up, you got your farms all good, you love the view, and then Zoth comes through and builds the ugliest cobblestone pillar you've ever seen right next to you. And there's nothing you can do about it but watch.
I mean, I'm sure there'd be like a property thing.
Yeah, but it's like right next to you. As close to that property line as you can get. He just built the ugliest cobblestone pillar.
You're welcome, Yuji.
I'd walk out, look him straight in the eyes, and go, "Get out of my world!"
No, and then just never come back.
Yeah. Not only does he build this cobblestone pillar, he abandons it for pretty much ever.
Oh, get out here!
Yeah, I say my newest place is only a glass hut.
It's true, it's a little harder to see. Except you have like the biggest pillar of bamboo.
But like, I would assume he would not be in that world. I don't think he'd want to
You
be
know,
in Minecraft.
it's all not allowed in my Minecraft server no more. My Minecraft world.
I'm not very creative when it comes to building.
You don't deny the pillar, huh?
I know, I built that pillow.
No, there's a simplistic charm to your builds. I like them.
I built that pillow and it also hangs off the cliffside.
Wait, what about builds?
He likes my simplistic builds. So.
Oh, but yeah, you could live anywhere you want. I could probably find someone to live with, I guess. Your property is your own property, I guess. You probably don't have to pay for it.
You just gotta fend it.
Not sure how society would build up if they were all like suddenly in the Minecraft world.
Yeah. Honestly, I thought about it, and when I thought about it, the only thing I came up with was just you and the villagers being in the world, not any other actual people.
Well, if I'm alone, I want to be alone with Squidwards. Be lonely. But like logically, I don't think I'd be alone.
I agree with that. I think you'd have some people.
I wouldn't be the special one that just gets to live in. Also, fighting monsters and swords and whatnot. Yeah, that's great. I probably might not step into the Nether ever, but.
And also, would it be hardcore? No.
That's a good question. If it's like real life, I guess it technically would be hardcore.
Mm-hmm.
There's endless possibility with the Minecraft thing, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I like it. That's a good number one.
What's your number one, Yjui?
My number one is another really chill experience. I feel like is another romanticized small town, and that's going to be Animal Crossing. Except in this small town, all your friends could be animals, just like I would like to do in real life. I think Animal Crossing would be a pretty rad place to live, like whatever that world is, because you could just make a decent living by catching fish and gardening and collecting like just junk, and you sell it and you make a decent living.
You also have the most chill bank loan.
Yeah, you can pay that off whenever you want.
Sell your soul to Tom Nook?
No, there's no soul selling.
And you sell your soul more to a real bank when you get a loan for a house than you do Tom Nook.
Tom Nook's looking out for me. He's like, I'm going to build you this house, and it costs me some money. If you want to pay it back, go for it. But if not, you can still live there. I don't care. And then you pay it off, and he's like, you know what? I'm going to do you another favor, and I'm going to build you a bigger house. You don't have to pay it off, but you just do it whenever. But yeah, another quick one, just because I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory why it's so chill.
Mine's probably going to throw both you guys for a loop, because I've always mentioned survivability being a key feature in mine. And one, I don't think there's really much survivability in this one. The digital world from Digimon.
Would you be a Digimon or a person?
I was thinking like a Digitamer is what I was thinking, and depending on which universe, you can either get like the DNA and have whatever Digimon you want, or if it's like the anime universe, you just get randomly given a Digimon pretty much.
Yeah, I do like the idea of Digimon over Pokemon, just because like you still have the awesome like training the monsters and stuff, but it's contained.
And depending on the one, you can change it to pretty much anything by de-digivolving and re-digivolving it, or have a whole group of them as well. It sounds like taking care of a pet, and depending on the version. And I always liked Digimon a lot. I'd want a Guilmon.
I was gonna say, who's your favorite Digimon?
I'd go with Guilmon or that. I think it's Konamon from. Wait a second, I'll pull it up real fast. Konamon.
He looks like a heartless. His head does at least.
Well, he's a very big problem. I just find him adorable. But he is a very big problem and almost kind of, if I remember correctly from the movie, kind of almost nukes the world. Because he's literally like a virus, literally, like a computer virus.
Virus Digimon?
My favorite is Terriermon. Is your one?
Aww.
Awesome. That is definitely a good one.
Momentai.
I was about to say that. Momentai.
My favorite Digimon is Gatomon.
Ah.
They had like a rough past, debatable. They were also on the bad side because of that bad past. And
Oh, that one always reminded me of the character from Darkstalkers.
Felisa.
Yeah, just the
cat.
Yeah, the claws, I guess.
But yeah, that's my number one, the digital world.
Digimon.
Digital monsters, Digimon are the champions.
Champions.
Garlic champion.
All right, Sai, what would you consider the ultimate number one?
Survivability, Animal Crossing, I guess.
And survivability is just what I go with. You don't have to go with survivability just because that's what I go with.
I'm already braving Pokemon. Going in a Digimon.
My vote would definitely go for Digimans, which I think will make this a tie of some sort.
Yeah, I think if it's the Minecraft way as you envision it, I'd have to go Minecraft.
Yay.
The way I envisioned it was just lonely. Yeah, so now we have a tie and no way to break it.
Did we ever have a tie before?
No, I'm sure we have.
We did, but it was normally when we streamed it. So we had the audience vote. But when we're not streaming them, I don't know how to deal with this.
Maybe just ask the people. The people can give us what their ideas are, and we will.
Into a message in the YouTube comments, or find us on Discord, or call us dumbasses on Twitch.
Yeah, you can do that regardless if you care about the number one or not.
Yeah.
But yeah, at the moment, the definitive list, we have the Go anime. I know you told me the name of it 100 times over. I could not figure out how to spell it.
Hikaru no Go.
And the number 4, we have Monster Hunter. I'm pretty sure its world is just unknown. I don't think it has a name. Then at number 3, we have Pokemon, which again I think is just an alternate Earth, but I don't think they ever specify.
I think that's what it originally was, because Kanto was actually the Kanto region of Japan.
Yeah.
Was what it was meant to be.
And then at number 2, we have Pokemon again. And then at number 1, we have a all-out brawl between Minecraft, Animal Crossing, and Digimon.
Okay, I think it's my turn to pick the next top 5.
Yeah, sounds good. Do you have one in mind?
Yep. Top 5 book series.
Top 5 book series.
Yeah, with the only stipulation is, with it being a series, it has to have more than one book.
Manga?
Well, I was thinking top 5 novel series.
Sounds good.
And it has to have more than one book since it's a series.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so thanks for tuning in with us, and see you next episode.
Bye!
Bum, 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 bum.
Dun dun.